What happens when cops become robbers? A fake stock exchange fools an entire country, and a man escapes a slave compound wearing nothing but flip-flops. Welcome to C Daily Buzz. Every episode we bring you the wildest, most unbelievable stories from the world of crypto, right here in Southeast Asia. Today, 5 stories that'll make you question everything. Let's go. Alright, story number 1 comes from Malaysia, and trust me, you're not ready for this. In February 2026, 12 police officers, including 4 from the Federal Commercial Crime Investigation Department, were arrested in Selangor, just outside Kuala Lumpur. Now, what did they do? These officers stormed a bungalow in Kajang district. They claimed they were running an official anti-scam operation, codenamed Op Taring. They told the 8 Chinese nationals inside that they were suspected of being part of an online fraud ring linked to Cambodia. Sounds legit so far, right? But here's where it gets wild. The officers allegedly seized all their phones and laptops and then demanded 400,000 ringgit, about $100,000, or they'd be arrested and handed over to immigration. The victims were terrified. One of them contacted his employer back in China. After negotiations, the officers reportedly agreed to take about $51,000 in Tether cryptocurrency, transferred directly to a wallet they provided. The transfer was made in the early hours of the morning, and only after the officers confirmed the crypto had arrived did they leave. One of the victims filed a police report on February 6th, and just days later, all 12 officers were in custody. Selangor's police chief confirmed the case is being investigated as a gang robbery. If convicted, they face up to 20 years in prison and caning. Think about that. The people who are supposed to protect you from crypto scams allegedly became the scammers themselves. Story number 2 takes us to Bangkok, Thailand, and a con so bold it's almost impressive. Have you ever heard of FinTalk? It was a crypto investment platform that promised investors 1% guaranteed daily returns. 1% every single day. Now, if that doesn't set off alarm bells, maybe this will. The platform called itself Morgan FinTalk and claimed to be built by a Silicon Valley company with a partnership with one of the biggest banks in the world, Morgan Stanley. Morgan Stanley publicly denied any connection in 2023, and the CEO they promoted on their website? A man named Bob Lambert. Turns out the photo they used was actually of an actor named Mike Provenzano. The whole executive team was fake. Between late 2022 and May 2023, investors, primarily in Southeast Asia, poured their money in, mostly in USDT on Binance Smart Chain. Then one day in May 2023, the platform just shut down, locked everyone out. The token became worthless overnight. Blockchain investigators tracked over $31 million leaving FinTalk wallets. The total could exceed $100 million. Now here's the kicker. One of the 5 masterminds, a Chinese national named Liang, fled and was living in a luxury 3-story house in Bangkok, paying almost $5,000 a month in rent. Thai police, working with Chinese authorities, finally caught him in October 2025. During the raid, they also found an illegal firearm. So, fake CEO, fake company, fake partnership, real jail time. Alright, story 3. This one's from Vietnam, and it involves one of the most recognizable names in finance. In January 2026, police in Da Nang arrested 7 people running a crypto scam that was operated out of Cambodia, specifically from the border town of Bavet. Their scheme? They built a fake website that looked exactly like Nasdaq, the second largest stock exchange in the world, home to Apple, Google, Amazon, Tesla. The group recruited Vietnamese nationals and assigned them specific roles. Some pretended to be investment experts on Zalo and Telegram groups. Others created dozens of fake accounts to simulate trading activity and post screenshots of fake profits. Victims believed they were investing on the real Nasdaq platform. After the money came in, it was routed through multiple bank accounts and then converted to cryptocurrency to hide its origin. The first victim to come forward was a 36-year-old woman from Da Nang's An Khe ward. She lost a significant amount. In total, the group is believed to have stolen about $532,000, with at least 2 victims losing over $40,000 each. When police raided the operation, they found USB drives loaded with fraud scripts, phones, tablets, laptops, over $200,000 in cash, foreign currencies, dozens of gold rings, and 6 land title deeds. 6 land title deeds. These guys were buying property with scam money. The lesson? If someone sends you a link to Nasdaq on Telegram, It's not Nasdaq. Now, this next story is a little different. It's not about a scam. It's about what crypto can do to regular people. Meet Huang Lei, a first-year computer science student at a university in Hanoi. His gamer friends were making serious money trading crypto. So he thought, why not me? He started trading from his dorm room, and things went well, really well. At one point, his portfolio hit $200,000. Now, to put that in perspective, the average annual income in Vietnam is about $4,000. So Huang was sitting on roughly 50 times the average salary as a college freshman. But then the market crashed. Bitcoin dropped from its peak of over $126,000, and other coins fell even harder. Huang's $200,000? Gone. All of it. Down to zero. He told AFP, and I'm quoting here, "When profits were high, everyone became greedy," and he called his losses tuition fees. But Huang isn't alone. Vietnam's crypto industry, which the government allowed to grow in a legal gray area, is now in a full-blown winter. Startups are going bankrupt. Companies are laying off staff. Foreign investors who were promised 400 or 500% returns are discovering they might lose everything. The government has already busted several major fraud operations, including one worth nearly $400 million. But for students like Huang, the damage is already done. $200,000, earned in a dorm room, lost in a crash. Okay, our final story. And this one is heavy, but it's something everyone needs to hear. In January 2026, Wired magazine published one of the most shocking investigations in recent memory. A computer engineer from India, we'll call him by his code name Red Bull, contacted a journalist from inside a scam compound in northern Laos, in the Golden Triangle region. Red Bull had been lured there with a fake job offer. Instead, he was trapped, locked inside an isolated compound called the Boshang facility, surrounded by concrete walls. Forced to work 15-hour night shifts, synced to US daytime hours, pretending to be a wealthy woman online. His job? Build fake relationships with Western victims, gain their trust, then slowly guide them into depositing money on fake crypto investment platforms controlled by the compound's bosses. This is called pig butchering, and it's a multi-billion-dollar industry run by organized crime, mostly operated by Chinese syndicates across Myanmar, Cambodia, and Laos. Red Bull secretly filmed inside the compound and sent the footage to Wired. He leaked flowcharts, scripts, internal training documents, everything. He described how when a scammer pulled off a big score, 6 figures or more, they were allowed to strike a ceremonial drum to celebrate. And how videos of victims crying after losing their life savings were shared around the office, for laughs. At one point, Red Bull was locked in a room and extorted for $2,800 for his freedom. Eventually, he found a way out. He was given back his passport, told to get in a car, without his belongings, without even his shoes. He left the Golden Triangle wearing nothing but flip-flops. He borrowed money from his brother and from a recruiter just to get home. Today, the compound has reportedly relocated to Cambodia. But the industry continues. Experts estimate that hundreds of thousands of people are still trapped in similar facilities across Southeast Asia. So there you have it. 5 stories from the crypto world that are almost too crazy to believe. Cops turned robbers, fake Morgan Stanleys, fake Nasdaqs, a student who lost 50 times the average salary, and a man who escaped modern slavery in flip-flops. If there's one thing to take away, be careful out there. If it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. If you found this interesting, hit that subscribe button. We drop new episodes every day covering the wildest stories from Southeast Asia. See you in the next one.